Are you thinking about moving to the Jackson Metro, specifically the Ridgeland, Mississippi area? Well, we're going to talk about in this video, what's it going to cost you living there versus the rest of the Jackson Metro. What's up everybody, my name is Jared Laster. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams right here in the Jackson, Mississippi metro area. If you're new to this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about working, eating, sleeping, playing, and living in the Jackson, Mississippi metro area, you need to start now by going down, subscribing, and click the little bell so that you'll get notified every time a new video goes live. Honestly y'all, we're getting so many calls, texts, and emails about people needing help moving here to the Jackson, Mississippi metro, and we absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about moving here, you need to go ahead, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even break out your megaphone. However you need to get a hold of us, that's okay, because we've got your back moving to the Jackson metro. So in this video, we are focusing on the cost of living in Ridgeland. We're actually making this video in response to a comment on our other video talking about the cost of living in the Jackson metro area, which will pop up there if you want to go check that out. But this one, we're going to be talking about just living in the city of Ridgeland and how that does compare to the rest of the metro and the city of Jackson. So jumping right in, I can absolutely see why you would want to move to Ridgeland. It's a great area here in the metro, centrally located. It's got probably the best and most shopping in the state. You've got North Park Mall and all of everything over on County Line Road. And you've got the Renaissance and everything on Highland Colony. There's a lot of new developments up that way. There's just really a lot to do in Ridgeland. If you run out of things to do there, you can get right on I-55, you can go up to Madison, check out everything they've got to offer, or you can hop right across County Line Road. That's right, the city of Jackson is just right across that road. So on one side it's Jackson, on one side it's Ridgeland. So you can get on I-55, head down into Jackson, go downtown, experience everything that you can do in downtown Jackson. Now, just like in that other video and this one, we're starting with the biggest cost, which is going to be when you move there. What's it going to cost to buy a house or rent an apartment? Well, on the buy side of things, buying a house, the median home price in Ridgeland is going to be $194,700. If you go down, you want to compare that to the city of Jackson, it's actually a good bit cheaper at $134,400. And if you go up to Madison, you're going to find really the higher price in the area, which is going to be $280,800. Now the numbers between Ridgeland and Madison are probably a little skewed just because you've got some newer, bigger, nicer home developments in Madison that are kind of making that price stretch a little bit higher. But that's not to say you can't find some really nice, big homes if that's what you're looking for in Ridgeland. Just go take a look at Bridgewater. They've got some really nice homes with a lot of space out there. The new development over at the township, which is on Highland Colony, it's close to the Renaissance. That one, just because of the location, those are very nice and a little on the more pricey side. So there's a lot of great options really for any budget in Ridgeland. Now if you decide you don't want to buy, or maybe you want to rent until you decide to buy, you can do that in Ridgeland for a 3-bedroom. It's going to run you about $1,400 a month. If you look at the greater Jackson Metro as a whole, the average is closer to around $1,090 a month. So, you know, renting a $1,400 3-bedroom, that's going to be pretty common. You might get an apartment a little cheaper. $1,400 is probably about right for a 3-bedroom house. Moving right along to utilities. Hey, when you move into that house, you're going to have to power some things. You need to turn on the lights, run the heat. Well, some of the year, but anyway, you're going to need to run those things at some point throughout the year, and you're going to need some electricity and gas to do it. Those things are probably going to run pretty consistently anywhere in the metro area for an average sized, again, 3-bedroom house. You're going to be looking around 120, maybe up to 150 on electric, about $30 a month or so or less really on gas. Again, you're really not going to use heat that much. Gas is going to be more for your water heater or your stove, if those are gas appliances. But really, more than the area, your specific habits and how well your particular home is insulated are going to have a lot bigger impact on that bill than where you are. So next, let's talk about transportation. When you do get ready to leave your new home in Ridgeland, to get anywhere that's very far, you're gonna need a car. There really is no public transportation options. You can of course hop on an Uber or Lyft. If you're close in one of those kind of areas where those developments are, you can maybe hop on a bike and ride where you need to go. But by and large, you're probably gonna need a car to get anywhere in Ridgeland. That's just really the only option that you've got. And I will say traffic in Ridgeland is typically not that bad, with the exception of County Line Road, which can get a little backed up at times. The rest of Ridgeland is pretty smooth most of the time, so you don't really have to worry about too much traffic there, so that's a good thing. And like I mentioned earlier, you've also got easy access to I-55 and I-220. So 55 can run you pretty easily from Jackson up to Madison. That corridor also runs all the way down to New Orleans, up to Memphis, so you've got some good travel options there. I-20, which runs east and west through the area, you can most easily get there by hopping on 220 from Ridgeland, kind of going around everything in Jackson. You can get to I-20 that way. In our other video, we did cover gas prices as well. I really am not going to dive into that too much, just because right now everything is still just kind of volatile. Things are up and down because of the economy recovering from the stay-at-home orders that we've had recently. But things are getting back to normal. Historically, I would say we're going to end up back in the $2 to $2.50 range per gallon of gas. That's where we were before. Moving on to food and groceries. I'll start with dining out. If you're going to go out and eat in Ridgeland, I would say there's food for any budget. You can go, of course, with fast food and get a cheap meal. You can also find the options that are going to run up to $100, $150, maybe even more for a couple to go out for a nice dinner. I would say in general, a couple going out, about $50, depending on what you do. You know, of course, if you get expensive food, you can spend a lot more. But I'd say 50 is about the average. If you got kids, you know, you can throw a lot of things in that equation and throw it off. But in general, that's going to be pretty much the same throughout the metro area. And for groceries, if you're going to buy food or just any grocery item and cook that at home, well, that's going to be, again, in line with the rest of the metro, which is pretty much right in line with the national average for grocery prices. So no extra cost really there. Now jumping over into healthcare cost, the city of Ridgeland is going to be a little bit higher if you look at some indexes that we can show you from websites than the city of Jackson. That particular index, which I'll show you, is in the city of Jackson 103.7. We're in Ridgeland, it's 104.4, so it's just a hair higher, and on that index 100 would be the national average. But I can tell you a lot of your bigger major healthcare providers, hospitals, are actually going to be in the city of Jackson or other areas. There's not a lot of those bigger providers in Ridgeland, so it's hard to say what the actual cost in Ridgeland is, because more than likely, if it's something serious, you're going to end up leaving Ridgeland to go to the doctor. Now, as for taxes, compared to the city of Jackson, well, some things are going to be the same regardless of where you go. So we do have that state income tax with 3 different brackets at 3, 4, and 5%, depending on, of course, how much money you make. But on the property tax side of things, it's actually some good news. You're going to save some money compared to the city of Jackson. Generally, pretty much a house in Ridgeland compared to the same house if it were in Jackson, taxes in Ridgeland are going to be a good bit lower. So that's good news. It'll save you some money there. And of course, we do have sales tax. That's going to be the same, with the exception of some special industry taxes, 7% throughout the state. So if you are thinking about moving to Ridgeland, I hope this video did help. Again, if you want to see more content about the Ridgeland area and the metro as a whole, you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and click the bell, because we've got a lot more videos coming out like this. And if you're one of the people who is even thinking about moving here soon, you need to go ahead, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even break out your megaphone. Really, it's just whatever you got to do to get in touch with us. That's okay, because we got your back moving to the Jackson Metro. Thank y'all for watching this one. We'll catch you later.